Here we are, and let's just think 6 seconds. Glenn is going to tell you a story about a spoon and a woman. Now, I love Terry, and loves. But sometimes women have peculiar things that if it's not done correctly, all hell will break loose.
It will diminish their happiness.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Glenn, tell us about the spoon.
Well, there comes a time when you have options and you're not exactly sure which spoon would be the correct spoon. And so, it came to my understanding that there were certain spoons available to me that were not as good as a specific spoon. And so,
As required by.
Well, yeah, because if somebody wants a certain spoon, they have it in their mind that a certain spoon would be the best spoon for that particular moment in that.
According to
then if that spoon wasn't selected, then usually without word, the spoon would be replaced with a different spoon, with the correct spoon. And I kind of noticed that, and I didn't really make much of it. And so then eventually I started to learn that I was picking the wrong spoon. And
How did you learn that?
Because the spoon was being replaced before usage with a different spoon.
Was there any verbal conversation there?
No, nothing was said. It was just like, oh, I'd pick a spoon and put it over there, and then when I go to serve it up, it was a different spoon than the one that I got. And I realized, oh, I must have picked the wrong spoon. And so eventually, with my amazing powers of observation, I realized that there was a specific spoon or a certain type of spoon that would be better than any of the other spoon options. And so I got to the point where I did not want to diminish a person's happiness, especially a person that I love, by choosing the wrong spoon. So I would get to the point where I would just look in the drawer and go, ooh, there's a lot of spoons in here, and I'm not sure which one is the correct spoon. So I would just pick one that I think would look close or maybe look like it might be the right spoon, and I would hold it up. Would this be
the correct
would this be the correct spoon? Would this be all right? And then she would say, oh, well, the slotted spoon, or she would say, oh, that was fine. And then I would be certain that the spoon that I had selected was the correct spoon and it would not diminish the happiness of the person that I love. And that's just because I have amazing powers of observation. They may be a little slow. As us guys, we tend to be a little slow. We may not notice things right off, but we do eventually notice. Sometimes it takes repetition, but we will eventually
come around,
learn that there is a certain spoon or
order to
towel
things.
or brush or order to things. That's right, and
demanded by the female.
And it just makes sense. And life is better because of it, and we are better because of you. And so that was our little conversation about the spoon in the middle of the night, just comparing stories about having a woman that we love in our life and trying to do the right thing to keep them happy, because we don't want you to go away, because we love you.
Okay. Now, I have had a similar experience recently. For a couple of months now, my wife has been complaining that I put my rings and my hairbrush on a towel that she has on the bathroom counter in the sink, by the sink, between the two sinks. And I really didn't think too much about that, and I didn't pay much attention about that.
Well, it's just a towel, right?
It's just a towel.
What difference does it make?
Well, the other night, I came home and I didn't see that towel laying between the sinks, which has been there for the last 10 years. And so I got a towel out of the laundry closet, not laundry, linen closet. So I put a new towel down there. My wife came home from work and said, what's this towel doing here? And I said, well, there's always a towel there. There's not one there. And I thought maybe you put it in the laundry. She said, no, I put the towel down here on the door because I'm sick and tired of you putting your jewelry, your rings on my towel and putting your hairbrush there. And the only way I figured I could stop that was to hang it on the door. Well, I felt really bad. So she went to work, and then the next morning I noticed that towel was on the counter again. She forgot to put it hanging on the door. So I made sure that day, and I took a shower, and I put my rings on the counter, not on the towel, and I was combing my hair, and I put the brush back down on the counter, and then she came home that night, and she scooped that towel up, and she put it back down on the door. And so when she came home, I said, listen, you finally got through to me. I'll no longer, ever, ever, ever put my rings on the towel or my hairbrush. And she says, are you sure? Do you promise? I says, I promise. I mean, it's solid ingrained now, and I'll never do it again. So I won't. And there's happy and peace and love in our house once again.
And you got the towel situation right now.
I'm all settled, man.
Yeah, it took some time.
It took time. Sometimes
finally
men are a
settled in.
little foggy, and it takes a stern voice of a female voice and some action and realizing that all hell's about to break loose before you straighten up. That's it.